Hi there. While I'm out here in this beautiful space, I wanted to take the time to give you a really resounding endorsement for an amazing body worker in New York City, Nomi Corelli, who is the wife of one of my former clients, a wonderful person named Calvin Corelli. And Nomi, does body work. And it's one thing to read about someone's body work on a website and then quite another to experience it in person. And I have to say, fundamentally, that the session blew me away. And I want to tell you exactly why, because it was that amazing. I had to take some time, let it integrate, and then parse what exactly was so phenomenal about it. So let me give you a quick rundown. And thank you to Nomi for the session. It was beautiful and I look forward to returning. First of all, I thought that bodywork was bodywork, that some people were better because they understood anatomy and physiology a little bit better. What was really amazing about this session is that it worked on multiple levels. So I went in there on a day when I could barely keep it together. I was so sad. I'd had a really rough couple of weeks with Charlotte. I had felt this sense of anger coming up when I was dealing with her, and I was ashamed and I felt inadequate. And so when I got to the session, I was a mess. I was an absolute mess. I was really raw and I was emotional and was glad, actually, really grateful to be going there. And the session itself, Nomi certainly uses some techniques that I think you might not be used to experiencing, like shaking. She would shake my various muscle groups, and that was a really fascinating way of loosening them up and making them accessible to deeper work. And just a little background on that too is that physically I've had a lot of back problems, to the point of back spasms where I can't sleep. I'm standing up all night long in my apartment because it hurts too bad to lay down. So I definitely had some acute issues and also some lingering emotional stuff that I'm working through childhood and young adulthood. So all of that stuff was coming to a head on that particular day. And usually when I experience massage, most practitioners will just fight through when I start to feel pain. They'll continue to press into it and be like, I gotta get it out. And Nomi doesn't do that. First of all, I breathed more deeply during that session than I had since I had given birth 2.5 years ago. So it was this amazing space and permission to breathe incredibly deeply in a way that was powerfully healing and opened up my body and my heart, really, to the healing work that needed to take place. So that was very, very powerful. And in that place, Nomi would reach a point where she could sense and see that I was tensing up, and this how we do anything is how we do everything. So I was tensing up the same way I tense when I get upset, when Charlotte's upset. I was tensing up in the same way that I get upset when I get upset with Justin or with life or business or whatever. And so she would allow me to take a deep breath and to ease into that and see that I could handle the discomfort, to see that I could handle being agitated in a way that was different and more expansive than my usual closing up, tightening of muscles and of breath. And that was really awesome. And then we were able to go back into those spaces and clear some things. Nomi has a great touch, and she also, again, provides a spiritual container for the process to unfold. And yeah, for that, I am super grateful. I emerged from my session feeling fantastic. I was like a different person. I felt lighter. I felt less pain, and I certainly felt emotionally like a sea change had taken place in that 90 minutes. I felt completely taken care of. And during the last probably third of the session, I started to have some really interesting realizations or intuitive hits and some visions of what is possible for me. And that was a really interesting byproduct, I think, of all of that work. So among them was to get a dog, working on that. And yeah, it was a really wonderful, fascinating experience. If you are in New York City or feeling like you need something that is functioning on the physical and on the spiritual level, then Nomi's Bodywork is for you. That's my endorsement. I loved it. Okay, thank you for listening, and thank you, Nomi. Peace.